Hey everyone, today we will be doing bookshelf reorganization. We will be redoing my entire bookshelves. We're going to be taking every single book off the bookshelves, clean the bookshelves, and reorganize all of my books. And as you can probably tell, there's quite a lot of them. So this will be interesting. Let's get into the bookshelf reorganization. So I think I don't really have a plan. That sounds great. I do always like to sort my books by genre, so I will be doing that again. And the white bookshelves hold all of my favorite books, so I do like that. So I do want to keep that somewhat the same, but I want to rearrange. So we'll see. So I will also be doing a book unhaul, so that will also be in this video. Let's get into it, because I already have some books that I have unhauled and I have in the attic, but I have some more on my shelves that I also want to get rid of, that I'm just not interested in anymore, I didn't like, or I just don't care to keep. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, let's start by taking all my trinkets off these bookshelves and then taking all the books off my bookshelves. Okay, so now all the trinkets are off, so now it's time to take all of the books off. But I think I'm going to take the books off first, then do this top part and put the stuff from there on the empty shelves, because otherwise I'm gonna have to carry it all down to then carry it up again, and I need to step on my chair to reach that, so that's just not very practical. So I think I'm gonna take the books off first, then take everything off the top part, reorganize that whole part, and then go back to these shelves. So that is the game plan for now. So I just finished doing the top shelf, redoing it. It looks pretty much the same, but that's because I'm running low on space over there, and I think this is the best layout to work with it. So there's stuff behind it as well that I just left as is, because if I would have to grab that too, it would be a mess. So that is staying as it is. And from here I do have 2 books that I'm going to unhaul. I was thinking I was going to unhaul my Christmas books as well, but when I was looking at them, I'm like, I really did enjoy all of these, and I have decided to, I don't want to buy any Christmas books anymore, because I just don't really care for them, and if I do want to read one, I'll just read it on my Kindle now. But I did really like all of these, and I think they're all very pretty covers and stuff, so I'm keeping them for now. Maybe one day I'll get rid of them anyway, but it's not really Christmas season anyway. No, I don't think they would go away very easily anyway, because I always sell my unhauled books on Vinted, and I don't think people would necessarily be looking for those now. So just 2 books into the unhaul pile for now, but now I'm just going to continue with taking the books off the shelves. Absolutely surrounded by books. This is always the moment I'm like, I regret everything I just did. But yeah, let me just show you the state of my room right now. My room is like a mess. Like, here are all my trinkets. That's my unhaul stack. These are all romance or anything else but fantasy, and then all of my fantasy books are over here. So I think now I'm gonna first clean all the shelves and then start putting the books back up there. My unhaul stack is a lot bigger than I thought. Now I'm just in this mess, and let's start cleaning it up. Okay, you guys, I think I'm done with the bookshelf reorganization. I only have to put my trinkets back on and unhaul these books, but I have so much fantasy left. So there's like List Home 40 and fantasy, but anyways. Before I show you the final results of my new bookshelves after the reorganization, I have to do a little bit of an unhaul. So like I said, there's already some books that I have unhauled that are just upstairs in the attic so that they're not on my bookshelves anymore, because we ain't got no space for books that I do not want to keep. But apparently I had a lot more. So let's go through them and let me tell you why I am unhauling them. Okay, so the first book is Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sarah Underwood. The main reason I bought this book was because I was into Waterstones, and I will give it this. It is very pretty. It's signed. But I realized I don't really have any interest in reading this book, so I'm unhauling it. So we have Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. This author wrote If We Were Villains, one of my favorite books ever, and then disappeared off the face of the earth for 7 years. And then this is the next thing they brought out. It's a novella. It's a horror, I think. I read it and I gave it 2.5 stars. I had no idea what was going on. So I didn't like this, and I do not need to keep it because I never reach for it. I am excited to read Hot Wax, which is a new book by them, so I do want to read that, but this one is unhauled. Next up I have If He Had Been With Me and If Only I Had Told Her. I bought these because they were popular online, and these are YA, and I've heard they read pretty young YA, and I like a YA from time to time, but I just have no interest in reading these two specifically anymore, so into the unhaul pile they go. Then I have The Honey Don't List by Christina Lauren. I bought this because I got it secondhand, and it's like basically new. Like, if I hadn't told you it was secondhand, like, you couldn't be able to. It's brand new. And I liked Christina Lauren in the past, but I never had any interest to read this book. I just got it because it was very cheap secondhand, and because it was in brand new condition. The cover is like really cute and everything. I just have absolutely no desire to read this book whatsoever. So yeah, if I ever do want to read it, I'll probably just read it on my Kindle, so I do not need to keep this. Then I have All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. I still have some of my Colleen Hoover books that I read because I annotated them, and I always kept this one because I never read it, and I was like, this is the one Colleen Hoover book I'll keep to still read, because I already got rid of all the other ones I had that I hadn't read yet. But that 2 years have passed and I never once wanted to pick this up, so I'm just gonna unhaul it. Alice Oseman books. I love her Heartstopper series, one of my favorites. But I just have had these for a long time and I haven't really been feeling like picking them up. So this one I haven't read. This is Loveless. And then this one I also haven't read, Solitaire. This one was also secondhand, so this one's pretty battered up, like it's yellow and the spine is broken. 2 I have read. This is the ugly cover. Amazon showed me the pretty cover and then ordered this, or gave me this. But the thing with this one is I annotated it with pen. Like I wrote a bit of stuff in there and underlined some things, wrote some things. So I'm gonna have to see if I can sell this one, or if I'm going to donate this one. But yeah, I have not thought about this book since finishing it. So this one I've also read. Just a Christmas novella. I'm never gonna read this again, so I do not need to keep it, even though I really do love Nick and Charlie, and I'm definitely keeping my Heartstopper series. I just don't feel the need to keep this. Then I have Secretly Yours and Unfortunately Yours, both by Tessa Bailey. And these have been on my mental unhaul pile for a long time, because I've read quite a few Tessa Bailey books now, and there's like 2 that I enjoyed, and the rest I just didn't really like. So I don't really care to keep these. I have never wanted to pick them up, not once. They are brand new. These for like 2.5 years, and I have not once wanted to pick them up, so I'm just going to unhaul them. I have Dial A for Aunties by Jessica Sutanto. And I have also read this book. I unfortunately also annotated it quite a bit, just like my reactions and everything to it, but I really ended up not liking this book. And I've held on to it for years now because I have annotated it, but I just really don't want to keep it anymore. So I'm gonna have to see if someone wants to buy it, and otherwise I'm going to donate it. But yeah, I just didn't like this one, so I don't care to keep it. Then kind of the same story, I have Clap When You Land, which I also read years and years and years ago, but I annotated it. I think mainly with like highlighter. That's why I never unhauled this one, but I enjoyed this book okay, but I just didn't really care for it. So I haven't really thought about it since, so I'm just going to unhaul it now. And I have The Lost by Simon Beckett. I have also read this one, and this was really sweet to get from my parents when they were in Germany and they wanted to get me something because I wasn't with them. And I read it and I enjoyed it, but especially me with mysteries is like, I don't really care for them in general. Like, I don't read a lot of them, and even if I enjoy it, I'm like, okay, good, but I'm not really usually going to read a mystery again, because I mean, it's not a mystery anymore. So, and I think with mysteries, I don't usually care for the characters, which is fine. I don't think that's the point of a mystery book, but that would for me be a reason to reread it. And since mysteries usually don't have that, and thrillers, I say mysteries, but thrillers too, so I just don't care to reread them. So while I did enjoy this one, I am going to unhaul it because I'm just never going to read it again. And then I have We Were Liars. I hated this book. I did like the show okay, but I hate the ending of the show. I hate the ending of this book. I don't care to keep it, and it's in brand new condition. I didn't annotate this one, so I'm sure someone will like this more than I do. Then I have The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. I just didn't really like this book. I gave it 3 stars. I'm glad I read it, but I am definitely not going to read it again, and I'm not continuing with the series, so I don't feel like keeping this book, and I'm sure someone else will love it more. Then I have The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I also hated this book, so I also didn't like the movie, so I think this story just isn't for me. So I don't care to keep it. This is also basically brand new. I read it once, but I think I read it mainly on my Kindle, so yeah, the spine isn't broken, anything. I didn't annotate it, but I just really didn't like this book, so I hope someone else will enjoy it more. Then I have Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I like this book okay, but I didn't care enough to continue with the series. I did hold on to this copy for quite some time, but I didn't annotate it. I don't want to reread it, and it's not one of my favorites, so I just don't feel the need to keep it anymore. And then I have Loki, Where Mischief Lies by Mackenzie Lee, and I held on to this book for a very long time because this is the first ever book I purchased in English. So it was one of the first books I ever read in English, so it holds a special place in my heart. But this is just not a book I'm gonna read again. This is not a book I care about at all. I liked it at the time because it was about Loki, but yeah, I'm never gonna read this book again. I never think about it. I always forget I have it, so it's just, it has to go. But yeah, it does have a special place in my heart. Last one is You've Reached Sam by Justin Thau. And I think I annotated maybe 2 or 3 things in this book, but I didn't like this book. But I held on to it because I annotated it a bit. But yeah, I didn't like this book. It has a stunning, beautiful cover, and also the naked hardback has these really pretty flowers on it, but I just didn't like it. I don't care to keep it. I'm unhauling it because I just don't feel the need to keep it anymore. So those were the books I unhauled this time. For saying I want some of these books, you can check out my Vinted. I will try to remember to put it in the description. But otherwise you can find it in my TikTok bio. My TikTok is Today's Story. That one is always in the description. So now let's get on to the final part of this video, and that is the final bookshelf tour. Okay, so I'm behind the camera, so you won't be able to see me right now, but this is the final result of the bookshelves. But let me show you them one by one. This is my book card. I said TBR card before, I think, but it's not a TBR card because a lot of them I've read. So yeah, there's just books on both sides, here as well, and here as well. Then of course my black bookshelves, we have my Harry Potter and memoir non-fiction books. Then here we have fantasy books, more fantasy books, more fantasy books. That gap is for the 4th book in that series, by the way, just so you know. More fantasy books, and then over here I had my list on 40, and then I only had more fantasy books, so more fantasy. And here we have romance. And here we have romance and mystery. Here's a bit more difficult to show you because my bed is in the way. But these 2 are my favorites shelves. So I have my Magnolia Park series, 4th Wing. I haven't actually read When the Moon Hatched, but I hope I'm going to like it. It just didn't really fit anywhere else. Then some Ellie Hazelwood, The Legendborn Cycle, 6 of Crows, Alchemized, Bury Our Bones, Fairy Tale. Here we have Throne of Glass, Crescent City, and some other series. And Dr. Katie as a standalone. Akatar, Addicted Calloway, Normal People, and The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Here we have Boys of Talmud, which I in fact also haven't read. I actually also haven't read Addicted yet. Then The Hunger Games, which I also haven't read, Don't Kill Me. And Twilight books, and A Little Life, and Addie LaRue. Okay, so I already put my tripod away, so forgive this vlog shot. But yes, this was my bookshelf reorganization and unhaul. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.